William. Hope you're doing well. And missed you at the summit this morning. A lot of cool, a lot of great players over there. A lot of the teen students were burning it up over there during Joe's class today. So hopefully maybe you might want to stop on by tomorrow and kind of check that out. See what they're up to. So cool. So this is your video lesson. Sorry to hear about your dog. I hope everything works out okay. I know with pets, like, that's kind of sad because they don't know what's going on. It's hard to deal with that. At least a human, like, you can explain what's going on. The animal doesn't know what's happening, so it's a little scary for them. But hopefully everything kind of works out okay. So cool, man. Anyway, so on some more positive, your video lessons today. Let's start with Suzuki since I got the classical guitar out. There's three things I want to talk about with Suzuki today: right hand, left hand, and then the andante. And then we'll go from there. So basically what I want you to do for your right hand, oh yeah, cool. Is that free stroke that we've been working on the past long time. So good height. So remember that we're working right now on, we were brushing the strings. We first started out doing the guitarist wave. Let's see how straight am I? There you go. Guitarist wave, making sure that doesn't pop out this way, keeping that wrist nice and straight, and then thumb on 5, and then just the tips of your fingers just brushing the strings back this way. Right, so we've been doing that, right? And I believe last time I gave you straight back, right? Back towards that X, imaginary X in your hand. And now, I think last time we might have talked too about maybe going on to the other strings. Right, doing those groupings there. You can do the twinkle if you wanted to. Right. And one thing that I neglected to tell you last time is that when you're doing this, I'm going to do it one of two ways. The first way is like this. Hear that right there? I'm doing a free stroke, right? But I'm grazing the other strings. Now, why is that? Is because right here, see my knuckles are over top of the strings right here? This knuckle right here, it's on the fourth, my index finger's on the fourth string. I should get colored strings. I'm gonna do it over here. My index finger is on the fourth string, but the knuckle of the index finger, the second knuckle right here, that's over top of the G string. So it's kind of like this fingertip is here on the 4, but then your knuckle is poised over top of 3. But if I move my fingers on this way, you can see that my knuckle now is not over top of the string that's below. So you always want to keep the knuckle kind of over top of the string that's the next one higher in pitch. So if I do this though, see how that's not true? I'm not doing that right there. What you have to do when doing this technique is you have to feel the hand kind of open up like this way. I'm trying to do it in the light. So if you have to feel the hand kind of expand out this way. So as my fingers move down, my thumb stays stable, right? And my hand opens up. So as you do it, your hand kind of opens up to like a C shape, right? Watch one more time. See my hands opening up? So it's not just a matter of reach. You don't want to reach with your fingertips. You want to feel the hand expand. And this being kind of stable right here, and the hand opens up, right? Chords. Or later on when we get to these chords here, these will be once you finish your pentatonics with me. We'll do all that stuff. That's later on in the rock curriculum. Anyway, so this week when you're doing your free stroke, imagine your hand expanding and contracting, okay? All right, with the left hand, this way. with your left hand doing slurs. I know even 1 and 2, the slur that's in the Carcassi is here. Bigger stand. Here we go. So this is in measure 8 right here, and you have the A and the G sharp you hammer onto. That hammer's looking pretty good from our last time. The slurs the descending slurs are much harder. Right? So what I want you this week is really focus on 3rd finger and 4th finger. Remember, you turn the hand towards the pinky side, right? So we can start right here on the third string with your 1st finger on the 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, and 4th fret. You turn your hand towards that pinky side. If you're turned towards the pointer finger side, it's going to be much more difficult to reach out there and get over top of that string and be arched over top of the so you don't bump into that 2nd string there. You hit that. Keep 1 and 2 down. So just lightly touch 1 and 2 because you want to avoid them sinking down this way. When you poised right over top. And what I like to do is have my students kind of just put over is have fingers 1 and 2 poised on that string. Yeah. There we go. Pulls down, bumps into that string, and pops back up again. So you're literally plucking that string with your fingertip. The motion starts from the base of the knuckle here. It's not a huge one. It's not huge. It's not like this. Pulls down, bumps into that string, and pops back up again. So it's almost like a trampoline. When you pull down, you hit that 2nd string, it kind of pops right off, while keeping 1 and 2 lightly touching. And then you can just go through the strings. I would probably stay off the bass strings right now. I would start on maybe strings 3, 2, 1. In Ricardo's book, it's interesting to see Suzuki pedagogy versus traditional pedagogy, which I studied with my teacher. Is that they share a lot of commonalities, and one common thread that they share is that when working on slurs in his book, he'd have you start on strings 3, 2, 1. And since he is like a crazy good guitar player, legendary, that I tend to believe what he says by starting on strings 3, 2, 1. And then once you feel comfortable with that, we can move on to the bass strings over here. All right, and then scooch up. All right, so I want you to work on that. And then lastly for Suzuki for today, at least, I know we spent a lot of time last time mapping out the right hand. What I'd like you to do, the first thing you do when you come in here next time, when you walk in that door next Saturday at 1 p.m., the first thing I'm going to have you do is go right to that B section and play the right hand by itself. So that means you have to map it out and practice the right hand just by itself. What I like to do when I do these exercises is just small little chunks. So for you, for example, you might do measure 8 into the first 2 beats of measure 9. I would do like say the first 2 beats of measure 8. So you might do something where it's like right hand I, and then I say M, so thumb, middle index, ring, making sure that we don't have any flyaway fingers, right? So you really focus in. If you chop the left hand out and don't put that in the equation, you can really zone in on what's happening over here. It's kind of like having too many distractions when you're trying to work on a problem. It's like there's like a lot of there's obviously like things you do left hand and right hand, but you want to get rid of the stuff that doesn't matter in that particular point in time. Like yes, this does matter, right? Like it does matter. But you can't get distracted by that, so you can really hone in on what the hand is doing over here. So I might just take the first couple of notes, and I might just do the finger part first, and I'll really watch. Are my fingers flying away? I have a checklist in my head of things like I'm looking for. First thing is like, are my fingers flying away? Well, I did pretty good on that, right? I think I did pretty good. Right. Am I touching the string the moment before I strike? So I touch and I play place the finger there, I push through, touch. See how I touched just a moment before? That makes you feel kind of more grounded to the instrument. If you just swing your fingers at it, you may hit it sometimes you might not hit it. If you just do playthroughs of it, if you just try to play through that section over and over again until you get it right, yeah, man, you might stumble upon that magical answer at some point. You might not. I remember working with Ricardo, and I would get through a difficult section. See, something like this I was working on would be difficult for me. And I get through and I'm like, well, I'm glad that one's over. And he'd be like, nope, right back in again. And it was fine. What's difficult? What didn't go well? And then why did that happen? Right? He was always asking me why did it not go the way it went? And if you work that way, rather than just playing songs over and over again, you actually learn them faster and you'll get better quicker. And you become a better problem solver, right? Which is, is good for all things that you're working on studying in school or not. It's like soccer, right? If you watch tapes of yourself kicking the ball, you can probably sit there and go, oh, maybe I could do this a little bit differently or that differently. So really watching what you're doing and then picking out what didn't you obviously look at things that went well, go, yeah, my finger went through this way. But if I go, oh, that time I swung way too far out, right? I wouldn't have noticed that if I wasn't watching my hand. I'm watching my hand, by the way. I'm just watching it on the video. So, because I can see myself right now. Touch, touch, touch. And you do that for the whole section. So next time I'll have you play the whole B section just right hand by itself. If you can do that, it's going to make you feel more secure when you play it, and it's going to reduce the chances of a missed note. And accidents happen for a reason, right? That car accident happened for a reason. Someone picked up their phone, and then all of a sudden the conclusion of the accident happens. The accident was picking up the phone in the car, and then the result was I wrecked my car. So the accident isn't like the traffic accident. It's I was fooling around with the CD player, and then that was my accident. That's the accident I had. If you look at things that way, you can go, oh, I missed the note. Well, why did you miss the note? But we'll continue to work on that too. So that's something that you get right away. But at any rate, though, that's what I wanted to talk about today with Suzuki. More philosophical, I suppose, today. But have the piece ready for the recital or the recital next week. I think you're doing. I can't remember which one you're doing. I have to look at my notes, but have that one ready. All right, man. I'm gonna hit that stop button right there, and then I'm gonna turn it back on, and then we're gonna do the rock stuff. Okay? All right, man. Thanks.